Back to the channel. Got back from SEMA yesterday, so now what I'm going to be doing is working on some stuff that I need to get finished. So you guys haven't seen it, but I did end up buying another wrecked Durango just for the hatch and the tail lights, as well as some miscellaneous stuff that I needed in the rear end, the fuel door on the other side. And I just didn't want to get nickeled and dimed on a bunch of just random miscellaneous parts, especially since the center tail light is like $1,500, and each tail light on the side I think is $500, and that rear hatch, a brand new shell, is $800. So I paid, well, we'll go over what I paid for it when I do the video on buying it, but it's hit pretty hard in the front. It is a GT, so I think it does have the Hemi in it, or the 5.7 Hemi, but we'll see what's good on it. It's hit really, really hard. I think the engine is actually pushed into the dash. So I really doubt the, and it's a 2018, I really doubt the engine or the tranny is good, but the transfer case could be good. I know the rear suspension and rear diff is good. It looks like possibly all the wheels might be good. And the good thing about the rear suspension and all that stuff, the only thing that's different from the Trackhawk and the Durango Hellcats is the front knuckles. So I'll have a whole nother set of whole rear subframe with I don't think the axle is the same or the diff is the same, but I do know the transfer case should theoretically be the same, as well as the front differential, but I'm not exactly sure if the front differential is still good with how hard it is hit. So we'll tear that thing down, figure out what's good on it, what's not. But I know from, well, I don't know, but looking at the pictures, the hatch tail lights look perfect. I'll also have a rear bumper, but I probably won't even use it because it is just the GT bumper. I'm pretty sure they're quite different. But yeah, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to clean the interior on this white Ford F250 that I bought a couple of days ago and get this thing all nice and cleaned up. I cleaned the outside of the engine bay underneath it, but I didn't have any interior detail spray or this carpet cleaning stuff. I was gonna get some stuff for my Bissell, but I ended up just getting that. So I have a brush, and that should be able to pretty much get this soaked in and get it vacuumed out and get all this grease and grime out of here, make this thing look really, really nice. I already cleaned the dash, so that looks good. Steering wheel's already cleaned, so we just really need to focus on the seats. Up pulling out everything from the truck, the seats, the carpet. I mean, it was just super disgusting how dirty everything was. I just was trying to clean the front seats with some fabric cleaner, and they did start to come out a little bit, but as you can see, this one, the stains are starting to come back and the seats ripped. So plus this thing is kind of broken and not working very well, and all these seats are just really bad. So I think what I'm going to do, plus to top that off, the carpet is bad. I mean, this thing had french fries and all kinds of stuff. I could pressure wash it, it would look really good, but it just, I might still pressure wash it just to see. But yeah, you can see the stains on the backside, and the padding and everything probably will still kind of smell weird. And in here, I think what I'm going to do is pressure wash some of this stuff out of here and pretty much just get it all nice and cleaned out in here. And then I'll fire up the pressure washer, hit the seats a little bit to see what I can accomplish with them. If I can't really get them to clean up anymore, you know, this isn't really that expensive of a truck. It's, you know, a cheap truck. It's not perfect. It has hail on it. I don't really want to go and have to buy a new carpet and new seats for it, because even putting new seats and carpet in here, it's not going to make the truck worth any more. So you know, just being clean though will make it worth quite a bit more, because it won't, you know, it won't just be disgusting, and whoever's coming to buy it just won't be like, yeah, this thing is, you know, I don't want to touch it. But yeah, let's fire up the pressure washer. Interior is now clean on the F250. So this interior was super disgusting. The seats I didn't even want to sit in, but also the seat belts I did notice were about the same as the seats. So I ended up just extending them, closing the doors on them to keep them extended. I soaked them in fabric or interior cleaner, same thing I did with the seats, and then I just pressure washed everything. I pulled the carpet out, did the same thing, pressure washed it, pressure washed the inside of the truck with the carpet out of it, just to get all that grime and gunk out of there. After I was done, I went back and I wiped everything down with detailer. Same thing with the rear seats. There still are a few stains here and there, but like I said before, this is a pretty cheap truck, and it's not like I'm gonna get, you know, $20,000 out of it. It's just gonna be a work truck. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna go put new seats in it, because a new set of pretty much lariat seats, or I think the fabric seats like these ones, a good set is like $1,000. The lariat seats are like around $1,500 to $2,000. The truck's not worth it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this stuff dry out. It's still kind of damp. I let the seats last night dry, or pretty much all day yesterday, and then last night and then this morning kind of get sun-baked and dry out, but they're still kind of moist. So once those are actually done drying, I bought this fragrance bomb. It's like a grenade, a fragrance grenade. So you pretty much just turn the AC on, or it on the HVAC on recirculate, and you pop this thing, throw it in there, and it's just like a grenade. And then you let it circulate for 15 minutes, let the doors open and air out for another 15 minutes. And it's supposed to get rid of all the smells. It actually smells pretty clean, but it makes it smell like a new car. Hopefully it does it. We'll see if it works, but I want it to be completely dry in there, so then you don't get any of that mildewy smell just from, you know, the water evaporating through fabric and stuff like that. I want it to be completely dry. So tomorrow we'll do that. But what I'm gonna do now is throw different tires on there, because one is blown out, and those, you know, those tires are kind of bad anyway. And then I have some like 65% tread diesel dually tires, which will work perfect on this. And then it'll just have all the same wheels, all the same tires. It'll have tread on it. It won't have tires that don't have tread and some that do, and it'll look a lot better. So let's get the tires on those wheels. I need to get the little bar to get the other spare down, because the kit isn't in the truck. So now that we have tires on the truck, I decided to replace this coupler, and you can see what the issue is. I mean, this thing is just blowing out, and these things, nobody ever changes them. They get old, they get worn out, and then they split, and that's why there's so much oil just caking the top of the hood and everything else. It was just pretty much all the blow by, which this doesn't really have that much, but there still always is going to be some on a diesel. But it looks like the turbo doesn't have too much going on with it. It sucks in the blow by from the valve cover on this side into the turbocharger. It's not excessive, doesn't look like there's going to be an issue, but let's throw another coupler on there and resolve this. I'll also tighten this coupler, and I think and then we'll put the new cap on there, and I think we'll be good. I think that's probably the whole issue that they were having with this truck, just because it probably wasn't making boost. Just finished putting all the tires onto the alloy wheels. So they are a little bit smaller. These are pretty much the factory size. The other ones were a little bit oversized, but these are Hancooks. They have decent tread on them, but they're a lot better than having a bunch of mismatched tires. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna throw this scent grenade into the truck. I'm gonna get it running. I just put the new coolant reservoir cap on. I was gonna put the new dipstick on, but they sold me the wrong one. So I need to go back to Ford and get that. We have the new coupler, or a used coupler that doesn't have a hole in it. And then we have this pipe, or this intercooler pipe, back onto the engine, which these ones are a lot more difficult to put on than the rubber ones. So I think everything now is pretty much ready to go. We'll, I could close the hood. Look at this, nice and clean, ready to go. Roll up all the windows. We're good, go. Put this thing on cool. And where do you put recirculate on? Recirculate. I don't think there is a recirculate on these trucks. You're supposed to push it. I need both hands. I think you're supposed to like lock it in there somehow. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a bomb. I'm gonna smell like a new car. All right, it took about a minute for the can to fully evacuate all the scent, but yeah, she's just gonna run for another 14 minutes and we'll see what it smells like afterwards. Hopefully it smells like a brand new truck. It's been 15 minutes. I'm going to give my reaction to the smell and turn the truck off. So, wow, it actually does smell like a brand new truck in here. Let's turn her off. Ooh, good oil pressure. And now what I need to do is open all the doors. Probably pull the key out so it stops dinging. I wish they wouldn't do that. And we'll let her vent out for 15 minutes, close everything up. It smells great. And to take the truck on its maiden voyage, and it died going up the hill, coasted it back down here. But this, I just put a terminal on here, but that terminal was, where's it at? It was crimped on. It was that one right there, and it was just kind of resting in there. So hopefully she'll be good now. I'll try to start her back up, see what she does, because she was just starting and dying. And then it was like clicking and doing a bunch of weird stuff, like turning the power back on and off. Okay, close the hood. Let's not smash my scissors. Kind of being weird. Wonder if that was the whole issue with this truck, was a loose power wire going to the relay box. Just finished taking the F250 on its first maiden voyage test drive. I think I need to change the oil. It's probably going to be a very good idea, as well as the fuel filters. But that wire that was just resting in that crimped connection was probably the main part of the issue. And then the interior was dirty, and I cleaned all that stuff up, as well as that coupler that was blown. But I want to change the oil because it kind of sounds like it's having like a hiccup, but the oil is probably really bad. The filter's probably really bad. It'll probably just really be nice to change that. I went over to the store really quick, grabbed some dinosaur oil as well as a filter. So I still have, I think, 3 quarts in another jug. So I only grabbed 3, but it takes, I believe, 15 quarts in the 6 liters. So what I'm gonna do, change the oil, and she should sound a lot better. Fresh oil in the 6 liter now, new oil filter, fresh oil. The one thing I really did want to put in here, but I didn't want to have to go to, I think it's AutoZone that has it. They're like the only ones that have it, unless I order it on Amazon, but it's the anti-friction liquid moly stuff. But I kind of want to put that in here because this thing, it helps a lot with higher mileage engines, and I've been using it for a long time. The one thing I do not like about it is it does start to build up in the oil pan, which I did notice on the FC, and I've been using it on my F350 for since I got the truck, but I haven't had any issues. but it's just like this engine additive, which really helps with injector sticking. It also helps with cylinder wall wear, a bunch of other stuffs internally. So it's definitely worth it, but it does build up in the oil pan. So let's take this thing really quick and go get her a swirly swirl wash, and hopefully after that's done, she'll look like a brand new truck. To the car wash, I think she looks a lot better, but now I have a clean truck that's clean on the outside, clean on the inside. There's a song about that. And then, no, I think it was fresh on the outside, fresh on the inside, something like that. But brand new oil, filter, good tires, so much better than when I got it. I mean, night and day difference. I mean, there are still some flaws. I do realize that. It's a very affordable truck, an affordable diesel truck that is gonna work. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click that subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.